Alright, so before this video begins, I want you to know that none of this is confirmed or 100% reliable. I have no idea where all this stuff actually came from in terms of the data or the leaks. This is coming from somebody that I don't know in the community at all, but I thought it was very interesting and I wanted to talk about it in this video. So you could give me your thoughts and opinions in the comments below after watching the video. If you think any of this stuff is legit or you think it is planned for the future, we'll see. Alright, what is up? This is SLOplays, and guys, we have breaking news for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Some data mined characters. This is kind of big, bro. I have no idea if these characters will eventually be DLC or if they were just scrapped. We'll go over everything and all the info with, all credits to the people that found this and everything. First and foremost, let's go over the update on that martial arts pack, okay? Big shout out to Saitsu because, as we expected, it wasn't anything major. For those curious, the martial arts pack just is an unlock for future Gohan, Bardock, and Bardock's costume early, okay? It isn't actually a brand new DLC. Now, I know that's a little bit disappointing, but again, I wasn't really expecting it to be major. I was really hoping at least it would have been new costumes or whatever, but that was found by the reach out on the Sparking Zero, Steam DB page or whatever, and I just want to make it clear that these aren't new characters or anything. These are just a way to get an early unlock, just like, with Gogeta Blue and Broly and stuff, so you don't have to, unlock them later on or even have to pay for them in the shop or anything, okay? So again, it's just future Gohan, it's future Gohan Super Saiyan, and Bardock's second costume, as well as just playable Bardock in general, okay? Bardock's costume number 2 is his Z variant, and it also comes with an ability item, Super Sparking. This was actually shown in V-Jump, but the problem is nobody, clarified what the name of this pack is. It's kind of weird that's just called the Martial Arts Pack. It makes it sound like it's like OG Dragon Ball or something like that, but yeah, that's what it is. I think we can just rest easy now. It's nothing too major. Again, we're already confirmed to be getting 3 DLC packs at the start of 2025, so you already know Superhero and Diamond stuff. That's all coming, right? So again, credits to Saitsu, that's the go. Now let's go over the big stuff, okay? Now, I don't consider any of this like a spoiler or anything. This is all shit that should have been in the game, from the start, but we're gonna go over it because this is all really, really cool, interesting stuff. So I literally just covered a mod on the BoJack movie Turtle Hermit Gi Gohan. All right, Gohan from the BoJack movie or whatever. Modders have found Gohan BoJack movie outfit in the files for Sparking Zero. Shoutouts to Fishkey24. So Fishkey was the one that modded this in the game, but I had no idea that they even said at the bottom of the download for the mod itself, they said that this was actually found in the files, and that's why they were able to import it so fast. So that's why I was confused, because I was like, I know modding is, very, very proficient and good, and like everybody's like, getting real good at it pretty soon, just because this is all stuff from an engine that has already been moddable in the past, okay? There are a lot of games that use Unreal Engine 5, so they're able to, import all this stuff from other games or whatever it may be. Now, this right here, this costume is pretty clean, okay? A little bit of the shading or like the shadow or whatever on his pants is a little bit weird, but I think that's why it was either scrapped or it could be DLC in the future that might get worked upon. I cannot confirm if this will be a future update or not, okay? This is just what was in the files. It could have just been something that was scrapped. I don't know. Now, why would they scrap this? I honestly don't know. It's basically complete. Again, it's just a little bit of the shadow shading on the pants that's a little bit like weird and like blocky looking. So maybe smooth that out a little bit and it's good to go, right? It looks really, really good. And this was so far, as I know, the only costume that people found. Again, there's probably a lot of data in there that people are looking at. And I can confirm that this, again, was in the files. I contacted Ultima, who is a reliable, just a really good friend and reliable person in the modding community, and he's looked in the data already and everything, and I just went and asked him because I wanted a confirmation. Hey, is this legit or is somebody fucking with us? Okay, because it's always hard to know who's being real or not. Okay, nothing against Fishkey here, but this is the first time I'm hearing about Fishkey as in the community or whatever. So shout outs to them for finding this and doing it. But Ultima did confirm it was in the files. He even showed me the full like model of it that was in there and everything. So that's cool. I hope this is DLC in the future or some type of future update. Y'all let me know what other costumes you would like to see, because I'm going to say it right now, this game is lacking severely in both costumes and stages, okay? I'm not losing sleep over not having some of these costumes or some of these stages. That's fine. Like, the game itself it has pretty much everything that I could have asked for. Obviously, we're always going to want more shit, right? Because we're just greedy like that. But yeah, you know, it would be nice to get this stuff eventually. But for now, I think I can wait if they're going to add it later on. I just wanted the base game to be pretty solid, and they did that, okay? Now let's get into the data mined characters. Caution with this, okay? Caution. Take what is shown and said with this here with a grain of salt. I am not confirming that any of this is going to be added in the game in the future, okay? These could have just been planned. All right, so shoutouts to Ayub here. A data miner found several pieces of evidence that characters are planned or were planned for Sparking Zero. You can find Super 17, Demon King Piccolo, Tao Pai Pai, PyCon, Jacko, etc., right? This, of course, should be taken with caution, exactly. So, shoutouts to Mondo Mega. They're on Blue Sky here. They do have a Twitter page, but they didn't post this on Twitter, so... while Spike's Chunsoft scrubbed any reference to Sparking Zero's upcoming Superhero and Daima DLC, so we don't know anything on that. We don't know the like any leaked characters exactly or confirmed characters that are planned for those packs yet, which is good. We'll just wait for it whenever it goes up. But again, this isn't a spoiler for these characters that are in there, because most of these characters are all characters that should have been playable that, you know, a lot of us were expecting, because there's still some of them that were in Tenkaichi 3 that didn't make the cut in this final game, okay? So there are leftovers for content cut from the base game. Below are the internal character IDs with some of the gaps filled in using another internal list of names that otherwise follows the ID order. So these are the character IDs. There's no models. There's no, you know, little hints of anything there. These are just the IDs for stuff that they were, you know, having planned. So let's actually go over the list. So all the characters in gray are all the ones I believe that are already in the game. Okay, and you can see their IDs listed. And again, this is just all the characters combined. Like if there's just Goku, when it says just Goku, that's just all of the different versions of Goku. Okay, same thing with like Vegeta, Gohan, etc., whatever. Okay, everything in the pinkish / red, or okay, everything in the red, I believe, are characters that were scrapped. I'm just going to say scrap for now, because I have no idea if they're going to be, you know, DLC in the future or not. I think it'd be nice if they were, and I think it's very possible that they could be. But everything in pink here, I guess, are DLC characters, I'm assuming. I'm not exactly sure, or just characters that they're just empty slots that are there that are going to be used for whatever content that they want to add in the future. I don't know. We'll see, okay? So obviously the first one being Supreme Kai. Supreme Kai's model is literally in the game, so they could easily add this as a character. Obviously they would have to give him a moveset and everything. But another one is PyCon, okay? Another character that people have been wanting. He didn't make the cut. He's a movie character. A lot of movie characters did make it in. You can also consider him a what's it called? A filler arc character. We're not going to get in the canon, non-canon, or any of that shit, but I'm just saying that's he's more related to that. So he unfortunately didn't make the cut, but he was in the old games. Grandpa Gohan, Nam, Android 8, Chi-Chi, ring a bell? Those are all characters that were in Tenkaichi 3 that didn't make the cut in this game. Again, we only have one OG Dragon Ball character, and that's Teen Goku, okay? Or Kid Goku or whatever, all right? Moving on, King Vegeta, Fasha, Apul. Again, all characters, those three from the previous games didn't make the cut. Same thing with Salza, Zangya, okay? I believe, was Zangya, I can't remember if Zangya was in Tenkaichi 3. I know for a fact she was in Raging Blast 2, okay? Same thing with Salza. I don't remember if he was in, I think he was in Tenkaichi 3. And I think Zangya was, but I could be wrong about that. I just can't remember because this roster was so big. And those are characters I just barely use. But they were, I know for a fact, in Raging Blast 2. So again, makes sense for them to, you know, they should have been in. Tao. All right, Mercenary Tao, General Blue, Spike the Devilman, Peel-Off Machine, Tambourine. Right? Okay, all characters from OG Dragon Ball, and they didn't make the cut, but they were in Tenkaichi 3. Then we have Yamu. Now, Yamu, I don't think was playable in Tenkaichi 3. I could be wrong about that. I don't even remember. His model is in the game. Okay, he's got, he comes through in the Ultimate for Spopovich, right? Again, Demon King Piccolo, big heavy hitter that at least I would have thought if they were going to add anyone from OG Dragon Ball, it would have been Demon King Piccolo, maybe Tao, and what's it called? Kid Teen Goku. Those three, right? Jacko, Again, a character that didn't make the cut at all, but new from Dragon Ball Super. I think some people were expecting him, but he didn't make it. Now, here's where things get a little bit crazy, okay? And that's why I'm going to say that a lot of these were definitely planned, but got cut. And actually, these two right here, I'm thinking just because the models are in the game. That's all. And I don't think they were going to be playable. Because can you imagine playable Zeno and playable Grand Minister? What? What would Grand Minister even do? The only thing I think Zeno could do is erase people. So, obviously, he would be the most broken character. And especially with this game that, you know, it's all accurate to the anime. You know, Whis, Beerus being like the most powerful characters, right? Zeno would just have the ability to erase you. So there's no way in hell that those characters would be playable. I think it's just because the models, for the most part, are in the game. So, like, you know, you can do, like, Zeno's little stamp book thing or whatever the fuck it is. So I think that's all that is. It's just the model in the files, and that's it, okay? I don't think that they would be playable. If they were to be playable, I have no idea how they would even do that. But y'all let me know if that would be kind of crazy. Now, I definitely think some people expected Mai to be playable. I think she would have been a great character. You know, obviously she uses like a gun. So characters using a gun, that's not too crazy, and that would be kind of cool. I mean, we have Hercule playable. So, like, you know, that would be sick, though. Tagoma from, what is it called? The Frieza's soldiers. He was actually a pretty important character. I mean, at least for that Resurrection F arc or whatever. So that would have been kind of cool. Zeno's assistant. Like, what the fuck? Champa and Vados, right? I definitely think that Champa and Vados, I thought they would have a good chance, but unfortunately they didn't make the cut. And then Lavender and Basil, their models literally, once again, just like Yamu, are in the game. They come through in the Ultimate for Bergamo, but didn't make the cut, okay? And I think that is it for that. And then, you know, there's all the question marks, which I assume are just like the, what is it, DLCs or whatever that they're going to have is just like empty slots for now, okay? Now, there's some more information that they added to this, okay? Some alternate forms. Great Saiyaman 2, Kibito Kai, Super 17, and the other Shadow Dragons are also listed underneath the base character. Interesting. So, Videl, Supreme Kai, Android 17, and Sin Shenron. That's actually very interesting. So, I guess if they go deeper in the files or whatever, under Videl, there's probably like a sub-slot thing for Great Saiyaman 2. Maybe that she would have had as like a transformation type of thing. Same thing with Supreme Kai, because in Tenkaichi 3, Supreme Kai would literally just power up and he would transform into Kibito Kai. I thought that was the funniest shit ever. It's kind of like how Oob transforms into Majub, which is just like kind of weird because these are like merging fusion type of things, but they just made him transform into it. Android 17... having it listed for Super 17 is kind of interesting because, I mean, that would actually make sense. If they were to add it in this game, I think it'd be really cool if Android 17 could transform into Super 17. And what I mean by transform to that is have like a merger, like where like the animation where the Hellfighter 17 comes in and then they fuse, right? So I guess that kind of makes sense. And then Sin Shenron having the other Shadow Dragons, not that he would transform into them, but they're all Shadow Dragons and are all kind of, you know, related. So I guess that makes sense too, okay? So basically every missing veteran from Tenkaichi 3 was planned and probably still coming as DLC eventually. That's not a confirmation at all. Okay, that's just speculation, right? There's a good chance that they don't ever come, right? They could just never come, and there's also a good chance that they could. It's a 50-50, right? Who knows what they're doing, okay? If they want to make this game, you know, last a long time, and if they want money, which they want money, that's the goal of making these games. Obviously, Spike has done a great job of, you know, being in tune with the fans and doing fan feedback and everything, but they also want to make money, right? So, as my boy CM Punk said, I'm not here to make friends, I'm here to make money. That's one of the funniest clips ever. All right, moving on here, because there's more information. There's also strong evidence that Great Ape Goku and Super Saiyan 1 Caulifla were scrapped as transformations. I don't know why Super Saiyan 1 Caulifla would have been scrapped. The only thing I can think of is they just couldn't get creative or figure out a good moveset for her, just because we barely saw her in, I mean, that specific form. She mainly used Super Saiyan 2. So I don't know, but they could easily, you know, put some bullshit in there, like super easy. Like base form Gohan, they added some bullshit. Like for Super Saiyan 1 Caulifla, give her full power energy blast, volley, barrage, and then also give her what's it called, high speed rush or whatever the fuck it is, some rush attack. Okay, just give her some generic stuff. It's just nice to have the transformation, right? I would be fine with that, right? It doesn't have to be anything unique. Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla already has a lot of good shit, right? So the base forms for Garlic Jr., Frost, Red Brienne, so Brienne de Chateau, Kakunza, and Rosie. The base forms for them, okay, the version of the characters currently in the game being internally treated as first transformations rather than base. So very, very interesting, okay? That's a lot of stuff. Now that's all just character stuff. We have no idea if there were stages. This is all stuff that's all just kind of coming out, like being, you know, shown in this aspect, right? It's insane. It's a lot of information. I have no idea if these are going to be playable in the future. I think it would be beautiful if they were, as just like, you know, DLC. I would pay for them. Y'all let me know, what characters would you be down to have? I mean, I think everybody wants all of these characters, right? Which obviously we would most likely have to pay for them. Or if we're lucky, maybe they add them as free updates, okay? For example, Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash has added a lot of free update characters, all right? They're characters that were meant to be in the base, but I think they needed some more time to add them in. Characters like Miwa or whatever, the girl with the sword, she was recently added in, and they're like as a free update and stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool that they did that in that game. So who knows? Maybe they'll do that in this game. No confirmation or any of this, all speculation. But this is all files. These are all files that were at least planned for the game, and unfortunately didn't make the cut, which is pretty disappointing. I do know, not for a fact, but I have a good feeling that Super 17 out of any characters would have to be added in. And maybe if we're lucky, if they add Super 17 in, maybe the reason why they're waiting on that is because they're waiting to potentially add some GT story or something. Who knows? We'll see. Because again, the normal story mode with Sparking Zero is mainly DBZ and DBS. That's it. As far as I know, I haven't seen any movie or, you know, GT or even OG Dragon Ball stuff with it. So y'all let me know your thoughts and opinions about all this. It was, it blew my mind when I saw this because I was like, damn, bro, look at all these characters that were from the old games that were planned and didn't make it in. So drop a like, subscribe here on the channel, ring my notification bell. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
This is Broly, and you are watching SLOplays. Make sure to subscribe, or else I'll destroy your entire planet.